Hello everyone, this is a special class for those students attending Taller Producción de Textos in 2nd A, B and C. As you have already submitted your first compositions, today we will discuss some of the most common mistakes Mr. Gramajo and I have found. We are going to cover different areas, so please take notes on this and remember to pay close attention to them so as to be prepared for further compositions and paragraphs. So let's get started with the first part. What is a paragraph? A paragraph is a group of sentences discussing a main idea. Paragraphs start with indentation and capital letter and end in a full stop. Many of you submitted compositions consisting of more than one paragraph. All the sentences need to be included in the same paragraph. You don't have to divide them. Please have a look at the following pictures so that you can understand this better. One of them is a composition and the other one is a single paragraph. Number 2. The topic sentence. As you may have already read from the material, the topic sentence is the most important one in the whole paragraph. It should clearly state the purpose of your writing. The topic sentence has its own structure and it has to be respected. A good topic sentence must include, in the case of narrative paragraphs of course, a topic, that is to say the general area, and the controlling idea. What is your text going to cover specifically? For example, you cannot start a composition by saying, "It was late at night and I was sleeping." This is not a topic sentence, there is no topic and there is no controlling idea. A topic sentence should look like this. The most frightening experience of my life was when I saw a ghost for the first time. In this sentence, you can identify the topic, the most frightening experiences of my life, that is to say the general area, and the controlling idea, when I saw a ghost for the first time, the specific event I am going to write about. In the same way, you can say, traveling to Buenos Aires was the best experience in my life, and it is still possible to identify the elements. There is a topic, that is to say, the best experience in my life, and a controlling idea, traveling to Buenos Aires in this case. So please read the theory again and follow the rules for the topic sentence. Number 3. Format. We will analyze several aspects under this area. A. Indentation. Start all your compositions with indentation. Indentation in word processors is not by tapping the space bar. You add indentation by pressing the following key, so use it. Don't forget that this is academic writing and indentation is a must. Spelling. Check spelling before submitting. Use online dictionaries for this. Many compositions had errors in spelling of words and basic spelling errors. C. Contractions. As said before, this is an academic writing course and contractions are not allowed. Please use the full form of the verbs, for example do not, instead of the contracted forms don't. This is also a must in academic writing. Informality. Use dictionaries conscientiously. The use of exclamation marks and some words is part of slang or informal language, so check your vocabulary before submitting. Please note that in the case of the dictionaries, you have to see, or if your dictionary is good, you have to see that the word is formal or informal, or the contexts in which the different words you are going to employ are used. Connectors. Connectors are essential in writing. Without them, the paragraph looks like a string of sentences. Look at the following examples and compare how different they look. There is a useful word on connectors uploaded in Edmodo, so check it. Punctuation. Punctuation marks add sense to your writing. If you don't use them, your writing is hard to understand. In addition, avoid too short sentences. You can join two sentences using a correct transition, conjunction, verb tense. So revise the theory. For example, we woke up, Mom was standing in the doorway, she was worried. You can join all those sentences into only one by saying, we woke up because Mom was standing in the doorway and she looked worried. Number 4. Vocabulary. You have to use vivid and precise expressions in writing, and also expand your vocabulary using synonyms. It is important that you think in English and not in Spanish for the expressions in your compositions. Look at the examples below. It is not the same to say, I found an old book, than saying, while I was in the attic, I encountered a rather antique and odd book. It is not the same to say, I saw a thing, than saying, I saw a strange object and it caught my attention. You can use the webpage thesaurus.com, or you can download the book a keyword to the common word so as to improve your vocabulary. Number 5. Evaluation criteria. Read the instructions given by your teachers. In your compositions, you need to use double-space format to justify your text, to respect the limit of words, and not to use contractions. All these elements are explained at the beginning of each assignment, so please read them. Concerning the limit of words, 120 and 150 words is just an average. You have to calculate perhaps 10% more or 10% less. You should not submit compositions over 200 or 250 words. It is not the task, it is not the purpose of the task, so please avoid doing this. If you don't want to count the words, you can guide with using the number of lines. That is to say, your composition should have between 12 to 14 lines at the most. And finally, elementary mistakes. Elementary mistakes are basic errors that you should avoid always when writing. They are mainly subject-verb agreement mistakes, that is to say, the accordance between the subject and the verb, between the subject and the verb, that is to say, if you have a singular subject, use the singular verb, and if you have a plural subject, use a plural verb. Also, run-on sentences, that is to say, there are sentences that are too long. You cannot have a sentence consisting of 4 lines. Spelling mistakes or spelling errors in basic words. Translations, as we said before, think in English and do not think in Spanish for the expressions you are going to use. Format errors, that is to say, the use of the double space, the justified alignment of your text, the limit of words and the contractions, and finally the use of informal vocabulary. So please take all these points into consideration when you rewrite your narrative paragraph. If there are any questions about the topic, post them in Edmodo so that Mr. Gramajo and I can answer them as soon as possible. I hope this video has been useful for you. Please, if there are any comments, post them so that I can answer them or Mr. Gramajo can answer them. Okay? So, have a nice week and take care.